Hi there, I'm Karin Liebrand, and this is my video for Trick Dog Instructor Certification. This is Squiggy. He's going to be my helper today. Squiggy just turned 14, but he still likes to learn and do tricks, so he will be a wonderful demo dog. Here's what we're going to do. I ordered this scratch pad. I got it yesterday. And Squiggy in particular does not really like having his feet handled, so it's very difficult to get his nails trimmed. So with this little gizmo, it's got sandpaper surface on it. You teach your dogs to scratch their nails along it, and it files their nails. So I'm anxious to see how this works. Before we get to the training, though, I want to talk a little bit about the method that we're going to be using, which is positive reinforcement. I have a little visual aid here to talk about that with. So we're going to positive reinforcement is the training method that we're going to use. I find positive reinforcement is a very motivational method of training for dogs, and it's motivational and fun for people too, because it's a really simple but very powerful training method. And the basic principle of it is if you reward your dog for doing a behavior, you're going to get that behavior more often. And we have a little formula here that we use, which is cue, action, and reward. So we start off, we cue a behavior. So a cue can be a word like sit. It could be a hand signal like this for sit. It could be a sound like a whistle or even a light. Many, many, many things can be cues to get a behavior from your dog. Once we cue it, we want to get the action. We want to get the actual behavior. At the same time that we get the action, that is something that we want to what we call mark it. And that's pretty much like providing feedback to the dog that, yes, that's what I want. And a reward's getting ready to come. So the final step in this is the reward, which reinforces the behavior so that you get it more often. So cue the behavior, we get the behavior, the action. At the same time, we mark that behavior, and then we reinforce or reward the behavior. So let's get Mr. Squiggy over here. When I got this yesterday, there was this training guide in it. And the way that it said to teach a dog to use this was to start off by getting a washcloth, putting it on the floor, putting a treat on it, letting the dog paw at it to get the treat and doing some repetitions of that. Then get this out, put it on the flat, put the washcloth with the treat here, let the dog paw at it to get it, and then slowly, gradually lifting it more vertical for the dog to use. Now that didn't work for us because Squiggy decided that he would much rather just use his nose to get that treat up from under the washcloth. So I thought about, how else might I do this? And I remembered in some of our course videos that you would take a object that you want your dog to get up on and hold a treat above it, and then the dog was putting their feet on it. So I was like, well, let's try that and see if that works for this one. So that's how I'm going to work on training this with Squiggy. I probably, if I was doing this in a class with students, I probably would have them start it flat on the floor like this. And actually, I always kind of like to have 2 or even possibly 3 ways of training something, because as a perfect example of why you need multiple ways to train something in a class is that if washcloth didn't work for somebody, like it didn't work for us, then I would like say, well, I have another method that you can use. So let's try that. So I think it's kind of a good thing that we got to try this out a little differently. So I've got this, again, like I would with students, I would have them start with it flat and then lift it. With Squiggy, he's already pretty much explored it. So I'm just gonna, Squiggy, Squiggy. He's a little hard of hearing now. He is 14, so I'm gonna bring him over here. So Squiggy has done quite a bit of shaping, which is the method that we're going to use with this. So he may offer some behaviors while he's trying to figure out what it is that I'm looking for. I would not be surprised about that all. Shaping, by the way, is just a way of getting a goal behavior in increments. So if I want him to scratch on this, maybe at first I'm just looking for him to put a foot up on here and reward that. And then I start getting some scratching and I start rewarding that. And I work up to the actual goal behavior. I think one of the ways that you talk about it in the videos is upping the ante. So we'll be upping the ante here. Hey, Squeaky. Squeaky, come here. Come help me. Oh, yes, like a boy. All right, so we got Squeaky here. Hey, buddy. Look at here. He's looking on the ground for a treat right now. Get his attention. Okay, look what we got there. Come here. Okay, so I got a little bit of a pollen. I'm going to click and get that. Let's take that. I'll lower it a little bit. There we go. Woo, that was a good one, Squiggy. Now, see, he touched it. He booped it with his nose because he is trying a little bit of a backup. He's trying to figure out what I'm looking for here. Good job, Squiggy. You rock. I'm clicking. As soon as this goes up, he's doing a nice little scratch on that, too. Good job, Squiggy. Actually, he's alternating his feet, which is, I'm surprised. He has not done this before. So, I'm actually kind of shocked. But fantastic. He does have quite a bit of training experience. And is a lot of shaping experience, too. So, I would do this for a while, holding it, and then I would like to be able to lean it up against an object and have him, maybe I would start working it, and let me do this. Maybe I would start working it over here into a different place. I'm still, there we go. Good job, baby. He caught my leg. Close. So, well, I actually didn't want to click that one because he had his foot up here and then I accidentally clicked. And the rule is if you click, they get a reward. So he's going to get it. Even though I was the person who made the mistake. Kind of waiting to see if he would just come over and do it on his own. But now he's backing up, trying to figure out what we're doing. He's backing up again. Let's go back to this. Oh, here we go. Very successful with this. Yeah, so he's doing good. So now I don't have the treat up here. I'm actually waiting until he paws at it and scratches it to pull the treat out. So he has already moved on from the lure. Got a little bit of a scratch there. I'm upping the ante a little bit to get a little bit of a scratch at this point. His nails are really long. I don't know if you can see that, but that was a good scratch. Got a little scratch. So working on rewarding the actual scratching at this point. Good. Very good, boy. So I think that is fantastic progress. Good boy, Squeaky. Nice. All right. Well, that's our training video. Just wanted to mention that I really enjoyed the course. It was a lot of fun. I learned a lot. I'm definitely going to be a better tricks instructor after taking it. So thank you for offering that very much. Bye.